Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever needed both hands just to push yourself up from a chair? Have you noticed your legs trembling when you're climbing stairs, or worse, hesitating to walk across the living room without support? That's not just aging. That's muscle loss. And it happens silently. While you're just living your normal life, according to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 1 in 3 Americans over the age of 60 loses muscle strength faster than they realize, and most don't even know it until they fall. And here's the truth. It doesn't take an hour in the gym to stop this. It doesn't take expensive machines. You don't even need to leave your home. You just need 10 minutes a day, but not for 10 minutes. You need a routine that targets muscle preservation, protects your legs, and keeps you out of a walker. I've been a doctor for more than 50 years, and I've seen too many patients regret waiting too long until a fall, a broken hip, or a moment of helplessness changes everything. But you, my friend, still have time. If you've ever felt your legs getting weaker, or notice that it takes longer to get up in the morning, comment the number 1 below. If you feel totally fine right now, comment 0. Let me know where you're starting from, because we're going to build this together. And if this message touches your heart, please hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the simple truth that could change your life. Number 1, why 10 minutes might be all you need. If you use it right, you've been told for years, exercise more, hit the gym, walk 10,000 steps. But what if I told you that most of that advice is incomplete for someone over the age of 60? Because here's the truth. If you're over 60, the body doesn't just need more activity, it needs targeted movement that prevents muscle breakdown. And here's the worst part. Many seniors are doing all the right things and still losing muscle every month. Let me explain why. The invisible loss that's not about weight. Muscle loss or sarcopenia is not always visible on a scale. You could weigh the same, yet still lose 1/2 pound of muscle every year after age 60 if you don't train your body the right way. The Journal of the American Geriatric Society published that by age 80, the average adult loses about 1/3 of their total muscle mass. That's why it suddenly becomes hard to get out of bed. That's why your legs feel wobbly after standing too long. That's why the stairs feel steeper than they used to. Why walking isn't enough anymore. Now don't get me wrong. Walking is great, but walking alone only stimulates a narrow set of muscles, mostly endurance, not strength. If you want to stand up from the toilet with confidence, if you want to carry groceries without back pain, if you want to play with your grandkids without fearing a fall, you need something that targets your core, your quads, your glutes, and your balance reflexes. And you can absolutely do that in 10 minutes a day, but only if you follow the right structure, the power of precision in a 10-minute routine. This is where most people go wrong. They think, 10 minutes, that's nothing, so they do it casually, or worse, they skip it entirely. But a purposeful 10 minutes can trigger what's known as anabolic recovery, the rebuilding phase of your muscles. According to Harvard Health, even brief but focused resistance movements, done regularly, can reduce the risk of falls by over 30%. That's not just a number. That's the difference between living freely or being stuck with a walker. Real patient, real proof. I had a patient named Greg, 72 years old, former trucker, bad knees, weak core, used to think exercise was for young people. I told him, Greg, just give me 10 minutes after breakfast. Every day, we focused on 3 movements: wall push-ups, sit to stands, and slow marches in place. In 6 weeks, he went from barely rising from a recliner to lift a 20-pound bag of dog food without help. Greg didn't go to the gym. He didn't count calories. He just showed up for 10 minutes daily. So let me ask you now, what would 10 focused minutes mean for your independence? Comment below if you've ever skipped workouts thinking it's too short to matter, or just right. I'm ready if you're willing to reclaim those 10 minutes starting tomorrow morning. Coming up next, I'll show you the 3 deadly mistakes most seniors make during these 10 minutes that actually sabotage their progress, and how to avoid every one of them. Number 2, why 80% of 10-minute routines fail seniors and what to avoid. Let me be blunt. Most short workouts designed for older adults fail. Not because of bad intentions, but because they were built for the wrong body and the wrong priorities. You see, when you're 25, you can do jumping jacks, burpees, or jog around the block and feel great. But when you're 65 or older, your muscles, joints, and metabolism have different rules. And following the wrong routine, even for 10 minutes, can do more harm than good. Let's break down the 3 most common mistakes I've seen in my 50 years of practice. And yes, I've made some of these mistakes myself until I learned the hard way through real patients. Mistake number 1, go easy, just move a bit. This is the most common myth. People think gentle movement is enough, like stretching your arms a little or doing leg lifts while sitting. Here's the problem. Muscles don't maintain themselves. They need resistance pressure, a reason to stay alive. According to a study from Tufts University, muscle protein synthesis in older adults is significantly lower unless stimulated by resistance, even light resistance. So just moving around might feel nice, but it won't prevent leg weakness, cramps, or immobility. You need some form of resistance, even if it's just standing up from a chair slowly or using a resistance band. Mistake number 2, repeating the same movement. Every day, repetition can be a trap. Doing the same 3 moves daily for weeks that might work for your memory, but not your muscles. The body adapts fast. What was once challenging becomes effortless and stops triggering growth. Imagine trying to water a plant every day but never changing the pot. Eventually, the roots hit the wall. Same with your legs. They need variety. Some days focus on balance. Other days train your core. Once a week, do a light leg challenge. This rotation keeps your body guessing and growing. Mistake number 3, ignoring form. Just rushing through. This one breaks my heart because I've seen patients get injured not from heavy lifting, but from sloppy form in easy routines. They rush through squats. They arch their back doing wall push-ups. They swing their arms instead of controlling them. The result, knee strain, shoulder pain, and sometimes a trip to the ER. Remember quality over quantity, or if you're only doing 10 minutes, each movement must be intentional, slow, controlled, aligned. That's how you protect your joints, activate the right muscles, and stay out of trouble. Let me tell you about Mary. Mary was 69 when I met her. Former teacher, fiercely independent. She had been following a 10-minute YouTube routine every morning for 6 months. But when I checked her strength, her core was weak. Her legs were unstable. Her balance was off. Why? Because the video she followed skipped resistance. No variation. And worst of all, bad posture. We switched her to my muscle rescue routine. After 4 weeks, her squat was deeper. She could stand from the floor without leaning. She stopped using her cane indoors. And she said to me, "Doctor, for the first time, I feel like my body listens to me again." So, how about you? Are you repeating the same 10-minute routine over and over? Have you checked your form lately? Drop a comment below with one word. Reset. Let me know if you're ready to reboot your 10-minute routine the right way. Next, we'll walk through the exact 10-minute sequence I recommend to every patient over 60. The muscle rescue routine. It's simple, safe, and more powerful than you think. Number 3, the doctor's 10-minute muscle rescue routine for seniors. If you've stayed with me this far, it means one thing. You're not just interested, you're ready. Ready to take control. Ready to stop the silent loss. Ready to reclaim your strength, one day at a time. So here it is. This is my personal, doctor-designed, 10-minute muscle rescue routine created specifically for adults over 60. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive tools. You don't even need to change your clothes. What you do need is this 10 minutes of intention every day. Phase 1, wake the muscles. 2 minutes. Start with simple activation, no sudden moves, no rushing, just teaching your nervous system to connect with your body again. Here's what to do. Shoulder rolls 30 seconds. Marching in place, slowly 1 minute. Arm circles, both directions, 30 seconds. This phase primes your joints, it warms the connective tissue, and it tells your body we're about to work with purpose. Phase 2, the core protectors, 2 minutes. Your core isn't just your abs. It's the center of every safe movement, from standing up to preventing a fall. We focus on slow, controlled moves. Seated knee lifts, 1 minute. Standing side bends with arms overhead, 1 minute. Keep your breathing steady. Engage your belly gently, no crunching needed. Phase 3, lower body strength. 3 minutes. This is where we stop the spiral of leg weakness. These muscles, the thighs, glutes, and hips, are your engines of mobility. You'll perform sit to stand from a sturdy chair, 1 minute. Standing calf raises, 1 minute. Wall-assisted half squats, 1 minute. These moves are safe, but they must be controlled and upright, no slouching, no rushing. Phase 4, balance and fall prevention. 2 minutes. Most falls don't come from strength loss alone. They come from reactive delay the moment your body can't respond in time. These drills sharpen that response. Heel to toe walk along a line, 1 minute. One leg stand near a wall or counter, wind, 1 minute. Alternating legs. Focus on posture. Eyes forward. If you need a chair nearby for safety, use it. It's not a sign of weakness, it's smart training. Phase 5, gentle recovery and reset. 1 minute. The final minute is crucial. It's not about effort. It's about allowing your body to integrate what it just learned. Perform deep diaphragmatic breathing, 30 seconds. Arm swings to relax the shoulders, 30 seconds. That's it. You've just completed the full 10-minute routine designed by science, delivered by a doctor. You may feel light soreness. That's normal, but you should never feel sharp pain. If you do, slow down, adjust your form, or cut the movement in half. And most importantly, do this every day. 10 minutes of focused movement beats an hour of random motion. So now I ask you this: will you commit to 10 minutes tomorrow morning? If so, write "I commit" in the comments. Let the world see that you're taking your strength seriously. Coming up next, we'll talk about the hidden factor that multiplies your results, and it's sitting in your kitchen right now. Hint, it's not a supplement. Number 4, protein movement, your anti-aging duo. You can do all the right exercises. You can stretch, you can squat, you can even walk a mile every day. But if you don't feed your muscles, they won't rebuild, they won't grow. And over time, they'll wither like a plant without water. That's why today, we're talking about the second half of the equation: nutrition, and more specifically, protein. Not just any food, not just eating enough, but eating smart, the right type, the right amount, at the right time. Your muscles are starving, even if you're eating. Here's something most seniors don't know. After age 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing protein. This means you could be eating what you always ate and still lose muscle mass. According to a 2023 article from Harvard Health Publishing, the average older adult needs about 1/2 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily to maintain muscle. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 75 grams of protein per day. But most seniors in the U.S. are only getting 50 grams or less. That gap is what fuels sarcopenia, the silent killer of independence. Why protein timing matters more than you think. You might think, well, I eat meat for dinner. Isn't that enough? Here's the issue. Most older adults load all their protein at dinner and neglect breakfast and lunch. That creates a 12 to 14-hour gap where your muscles have nothing to rebuild with. And guess what happens overnight? Your body slips into a catabolic state, meaning it breaks down muscle for energy. What you need instead is protein distribution throughout the day. A little at breakfast, a bit more at lunch, and a solid dose at dinner. That rhythm keeps your muscles constantly fed and less likely to shrink. Best muscle-saving proteins for seniors. Let's keep it simple. You don't need powders or expensive shakes, though they can help. Here are 4 protein sources that are cheap, accessible, and powerful eggs 6 grams per egg. Greek yogurt about 15 grams per 5-ounce serving. Canned tuna about 20 grams per can. Lentils or beans about 9 grams per half cup. Add a handful of almonds, a spoon of peanut butter, or a slice of low-fat cheese and you've got a muscle-feeding snack. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Why movement, protein, results you can feel. Exercise tells your body, hey, we need these muscles. Protein says, okay, let's rebuild them. One without the other is like trying to paint without a brush or fill a tank without gas. Together, they trigger muscle protein synthesis, the process that reverses age-related decline. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who combined resistance training with higher protein intake saw up to 30% more muscle preservation than those who exercised alone. That's not theoretical. That's a measurable change. Stronger legs, better balance, less fatigue, more independence. So now ask yourself, are you fueling your body the way it deserves? If not, write protein promise in the comments below. Let this be your turning point. Not just to exercise, but to nourish your strength. In the next section, we'll dig into the emotional side. What to do on those low-energy days, when movement feels like a mountain. Because healing isn't just about muscle, it's about mindset. Number 5, motivation on tough days. It's just 10 minutes. Let's be real for a second. There will be days when you just don't want to move, when your joints ache, when sleep was bad, when your brain whispers, just rest today, you've earned it, and sometimes that voice wins. But here's what I want you to remember on those days. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. You're not training for a marathon. You're training to stand tall without falling. You're training to get out of bed without needing help. You're training for dignity, independence, and life on your terms, and all that starts with just 10 minutes. You don't need motivation. You need a system. Most people think they need motivation to exercise. That's backwards. You need a routine that runs even when you don't feel like it. Because waiting for inspiration is like waiting for lightning rare, unreliable, and random. Instead, make it a non-negotiable part of your day. Like brushing your teeth. You don't debate whether to brush. You just do it. Movement should be the same. 10 minutes. Every morning. No questions asked. The science of mood and muscle. Did you know movement actually boosts motivation, not the other way around? According to the Mayo Clinic, even 5 minutes of physical activity can increase endorphins and reduce symptoms of depression in seniors. So when you move even just a little, you're literally changing your brain chemistry. You're telling your body, I still have control, I still have power, I still matter. And that matters more than you know. Because the heaviest weight you carry after 60 is not a dumbbell. It's discouragement. And movement is how we fight back. Break it down. Make it happen. Still too much. Okay, here's the hack. Break it down into 2-minute chunks. 2 minutes of standing, 2 minutes of seated marches, 2 minutes of wall pushes, 2 minutes of balance, 2 minutes of breathing. Done. Check it off. Feel the win. Build momentum. Forgive yourself, then show up anyway. You will miss a day, maybe 2, maybe a week. But here's what matters most. You don't quit. You return. There's no shame in feeling tired. There's no guilt in resting. But if you can, stand up, shake your arms, breathe deep, begin again. Because every time you move, you're not just building muscle, you're building self-respect. And that lasts longer than any supplement on the shelf. Tell me this, what's your biggest struggle on low motivation days? Write it in the comments and let's face it together. And if this part of the video speaks to your soul, type I'm still in the fight, because you are. And next, I'll show you how to track your muscle progress without a gym, a mirror, or a scale. You won't believe how simple and satisfying it can be. Number 6, how to track progress. Without a gym or mirror, you don't need a six-pack. You don't need to lift weights in front of a mirror. And you sure as heck don't need a gym membership, but you do need to know, is it working? Are you actually gaining strength? Are your 10 minutes a day making a difference? Here's the good news. You can measure progress with your body, not your bathroom scale. Because strength is not about appearance. It's about function. And function can be tested right now, right at home. Test number 1, the chair rise test. Here's how you do it. Sit on a sturdy chair, cross your arms, now stand up and sit down again. Repeat as many times as you can in 30 seconds. Write down your number, then test again in 2 weeks. According to the CDC, adults over 65 who can do more than 12 repetitions in 30 seconds show better mobility and lower fall risk, less than 8. That's your signal to stay consistent. Your legs need more time under tension. Test number 2, the balance clock. Stand near a wall or counter. Now lift 1 foot slightly off the ground. Imagine a clock under your foot. Slowly point your raised foot toward 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 and 9 without touching the floor. Time yourself. How long can you stay up before you lose balance? If you can balance for more than 30 seconds without wobbling, that's an improvement. If not, that's okay. This is a skill that builds with practice. Test number 3, the floor and back challenge. Can you get down to the floor and get back up without help? No rush, no shame, just awareness. Lay down gently, then get up any way you can, knees, hands, furniture. Time it. If you're over 60 seconds, that's your baseline. Under 30 seconds, that's fantastic progress. This test matters because in a real emergency like a fall, this skill could save your life. Bonus indicator. The laundry test. Yep, your laundry basket is your hidden fitness tracker. If carrying it up the stairs feels easier than last month, that's strength. If reaching for the detergent no longer strains your shoulder, that's the range of motion. If folding clothes no longer makes your lower back ache, that's core endurance. Strength shows up in the small wins. And you should celebrate every one of them. Why this matters more than you think. Tracking progress isn't about numbers. It's about proof. Proof that your effort matters. Proof that age doesn't define you. Proof that muscle can come back even at 70. Even at 80. The National Institute on Aging reports that even frail adults over 80 can regain muscle with just moderate resistance training and proper nutrition. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are just one habit away from a stronger version of yourself. So now, take the tests, write your results in the comments. Even if they seem small, they are your starting line. And every comeback story needs a starting line. If you're tracking your strength, write strength journal below. Coming up next, the 3 most surprising things that secretly steal your muscle while you sleep, including one food most seniors eat every single night. Number 7, the 3 things that steal your muscle. While you sleep, you've done the work, you've exercised, you've eaten your protein, you've even tracked your strength. But what if you're still losing muscle overnight? The truth is, muscle doesn't just vanish during the day. It disappears silently in your sleep. If you let these 3 things sneak into your routine, let's fix that starting tonight. 1. Skipping protein before bed. Most seniors eat dinner at 5 or 6 p.m., then fast for 12 hours. That long gap. It starves your muscles overnight. Your body still needs fuel during sleep for repair and growth. According to the Journal of Nutrition, a small protein dose before bed, like a boiled egg or a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt, can reduce overnight muscle breakdown by up to 20%. It doesn't take much, but it does take intentionality. 2. Blood sugar crashes from hidden carbs. Here's the trap. Many seniors eat things like crackers, rice, porridge, or toast before bed, thinking it's light. But those are simple carbs. They spike your blood sugar and then crash it 2-3 hours later. And what happens when your blood sugar crashes? Your body releases cortisol, a stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue for emergency energy. The fix pair, any bedtime snack with healthy fats or protein to keep sugar stable. Almond butter on a rice cake? Good. A slice of turkey with half a banana? Even better. 3. Poor sleep quality. The silent catabolic state. This one is the most dangerous. If you're not getting deep sleep, your muscles never fully recover. Harvard Medical School has found that sleep disruptions, especially in adults over 60, increase levels of catabolic hormones like cortisol and decrease growth hormone. Translation: your body literally eats its own muscle when sleep is broken. So tonight, power down electronics early. Darken the room. Use white noise if needed. Your strength begins with better sleep, not just better reps. So here's your bedtime mission. Add a protein bite. Ditch the sugar snacks. Prioritize deep, uninterrupted rest. If you're ready to protect your hard-earned strength while you sleep, comment below "Stronger Overnight." And in the final part, we'll bring it all together: your mindset, your routine, your comeback. From the age of 30 to 80, we lose up to one-half of our muscle mass silently, slowly, invisibly. That's sarcopenia. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream. It whispers, in the form of weakness, in the extra second it takes to stand, in the fear of slipping on wet tile, in the way we stop reaching, stop lifting, stop trying. But listen, just because muscle loss starts at 30 doesn't mean it has to control your life at 60, 70, or 80. Because today, you have a weapon. You have knowledge. You have a plan. You have the power to fight back. And it doesn't take hours, or gyms, or complicated programs. It takes 10 minutes a day. It takes protein with purpose. It takes belief that your body can still change, because it can. The science is clear. The American Journal of Physiology confirmed that even seniors in their 80s can regain muscle strength with just light resistance training, proper nutrition, and consistent sleep. Let that sink in. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're still in the game. This is not just about muscles. It's about independence. It's about walking into a room without fearing a fall. It's about tying your shoes without help. It's about hugging your grandchildren on your feet, with strength in your arms. And that is worth fighting for. You've made it through 9 parts. You've learned the truth. You've faced the facts. Now it's time to act. So tell me this and be honest. What age did you start to feel yourself getting weaker? Was it 60, 65, even earlier? Type the number in the comments. Let this be your line in the sand. And if you're ready to build muscle again, not just in body, but in spirit, right? My comeback starts now, because it does. And I'll be here every step of the way. In the next video, we'll dive into the shocking truth about 3 healthy foods most seniors eat that actually accelerate sarcopenia. Don't miss it.